Being faced with the biggest decision of my life going into signing day, I have to sign to one of these schools. And I mean, I have a lot of Power 5 offers, and this choice right here is going to be hard. But after going over it with the fam, I've chose to commit to Coastal Carolina. And the reason why I committed here is because Coach said I would be a first string strong safety, and this was my first scholarship offer. And coming in as a freshman, it is a blessing to be first string on that depth chart. Going into Louis Baduki the second first practice, started off intense. He threw the quarterback to the ground. He stayed relentless as he boom the quarterback. Oh my God. And later into practice, as you can see, I was in a zone and I read this and I broke on it so well and I picked it and I will go all the way. Lil Reed Baduki the second is in college and he is here. He is showing them why he's not just a freshman. They're gonna run all over. Coach said great practice and you're in no danger of losing that starting position. Going into our first game against number 14 Texas. Didn't start off well. I had a punt and I dropped it and dived on it and I did not get it and they recovered it. That turned into them getting 3 points and putting points on that board. This was not a good start to my freshman debut, but on 1st and 10, as you can see, I put him down as soon as he catch that ball. I'm intercepted next time, but on 2nd and 8, as you see, I punished him and missed angled the tackle on this quarterback, and he went for a pretty big game. Going into the next play on 1st and 10, this wide receiver had me beating man-to-man, but I came and boomed him because I had to get my get back. That did not stop Texas from putting 3 on that board. They scored again. And our offense can't get anything going, but on 1st and goal, as you can see, I stopped this running back before he got in that end zone. Going into the next play on 1st and 10, he throws it to the tight end, and I'm coming in to take out ACL, MCL. So you better watch out, but going into the next play on 1st and 10, he catch the ball, and I put him down as soon as he catches it. We're going to lose our first game, but I end the game off of 5 total tackles. Going into our next game against 1-0 Minnesota. Started off intense. On 1st and 10, I put this wide receiver down as soon as he got the ball. Going into the next play on 2nd and 9, I was in the cover 3 zone, but I was just not in the right position to intercept it. Going into that next play on 3rd and inches, I got disrespected, and he stiff-armed me, and I just felt like a fool. This is the second game that I'm off to a slow start, and as you can see, I was not in my zone, and he went for 6. Not just once, but I got caught lacking again out of my zone, and they went for another one. And I have to do better, but on 3rd and 2, as you can see, I shed the block and lay that boom on him. I have to get back in the groove, but on 2nd and 4, I stopped this quarterback before he got the first down. We're going to lose again, and I end the game off of 5 total tackles and 1 sack. Going into our next game against 0-1 UTEP. Started off intense. I laid a big hit on him early on. Lil Reed Baduki the second said he wanted change, and he's going to get changed, but he dropped the interception. Going into the next play on 1st and 10, they have outside zone. I laid that boom on him. To the next play on 1st and 10, he ran the weakest route, and I ran it for him, and I will intercept that ball, and Lil Reed Baduki the second will go all the way for 6. But going into the next play on 2nd and 6, I went all the way across the field and lay a big tackle on him. But going into the next play on 3rd and 12, I come down and boom him. Oh my God. And we go on to win the game. And as you can see, I end the game off of 4 total tackles and 1 interception. Going into our next game against 1-1 UCLA. As you can see, I came out and laid a big hit on this dude early. We're going into the next play on 1st and 10. I run all the way across the field, but he got the first down, but I still brought him down. Going into the next play on 1st and 10, I read this route and almost had a pick 6, but I dropped the ball. Staying relentless and going into the next play on 2nd and 10, I rap and roll this running back. Going into the next play on 3rd and 13, I made sure to stuff him down. Going into the next play, quarterback rolls out of that pocket and I laid him down. And this quarterback just keeps rolling out of his pocket and I'm hitting him every time. We're going into the next play on 1st and 10. This quarterback rolled out again and I made sure to make him do a flip this time. We're going to win the game and I end the game off for 7 total tackles. Going into our next game against 1-2 San Diego State. Started off intense on 1st and 10. He cannot catch that ball with Lil Reed Baduki the second on. They drove down that field and capitalized and put 3 up. And that was too quick. So on 1st and 10, I laid that boom on him. I have to show him I'm here. We're going into the next play. I had a cover 3 zone and I had this strapped up, but I just did not intercept the ball. We're going into the next play on 1st and 10. I undercut this route and almost had an interception, but I tackled. But San Diego State is not playing. They're putting 3 on that board every time they drive down that field. Going into the next play on 1st and 10. He absolutely broke my tackle and got up that field, but my teammates rallied that ball. Going into the next play on 1st and 10. I got stuck inside, but I will get back out and make a tackle on him. And I was fired up. We're going into the next play on 3rd and 10. As soon as he catch that ball, I sling him to that ground. You can see we going to win the game, and I end the game off of 5 total tackles. Going into our next game against 3-1 New Mexico. Started off intense. I mean, I had a blitz and I hit the quarterback, but he still completed the pass for a first down. As you can see on 2nd and 13, I was in the cover 3 zone and I undercut this route and almost had an interception. I'm gonna get one. But going into the next play on 3rd and 4, I baited him up and almost had an interception, but I dropped the ball. Nose right there always sting you. But going into the next play on 3rd and 2, as you can see, he breaks a tackle, but I go and lay on him. Going into the next play on 1st and 10, Lil Reed Baduki the second is always gonna be a game changer as he go and strip the ball out from that quarterback, but they recovered. See, we're going to win the game, and I end the game off for 3 total tackles and 1 forced fumble. Going to our next game against 3-3 right. Started off intense. This quarterback rolled out of that pocket. I boomed him early on. We're going into the next play on 1st and 10. As you can see, this wide receiver caught the ball, but I put him down as soon as he got the first down. And I'm coming for respect. On 1st and 10, they have a sweep, but I boom him again. I rearranged his jaw, and I came fired up with my teammates, and I was not here to play. But on 3rd and 2, this quarterback didn't have enough. He gets boomed again. He just didn't get it. And being an athlete, a special teams All-American, Lil Reed Baduki the seconds hit that left sideline, and he will go all the way, but he gets pushed out of bounds. You can see we're going to win the game, and I end the game off with 4 total tackles, 2 tackles for loss, and 1 sack. Going to our next game against 4-4 Old Dominion. It wasn't a great start. As you can see on 1st and 10, he gets too much of a gain that he was not supposed to get, but I wrap and roll. Old Dominion came out the gate kicking 3 so they could get on that board early to tie the game up. Going into the next drive on 3rd and 9, as you can see, his wide receiver catch the ball, and I muscled him up and brought him down. As you can see, Old Dominion is driving down that field, and on 1st and 10, the wide receiver dunks on one of our DBs, and that's frustrating. But they scoring this now 10-17, and they have to score, but I boom them and made them fumble that ball, and big time players make big time plays in big time moments. Lil Reed Baduki II is back, and he is here to stay. See, we going to win the game, and I end the game off with 4 total tackles and 1 tackle for loss and 1 forced fumble. Going into our next game against 5-2 Louisiana. As you can see, we started off intense as I came down and boom, this running back. And I made him feel me early on, but on 3rd and 4, I made sure to hit him as soon as he caught that ball and brought him down with a horse collar. And Lil Reed Baduki II is a dirty player, but going into the next play on 1st and 10, I boom him again. A pretty big hit, but going into the next play on 2nd and 8, I boom him again. I was not playing all game. But going into that next play on 1st and 10, as you can see, I had him strapped up. The quarterback had nowhere to throw the ball. Now I stayed relentless throughout the whole game, and on 2nd and 14, I got caught lacking in my zone, and he caught the ball, but I brought him down for a tackle. But going into the next play on 2nd and 9, I absolutely shed the block and made this running back do a backflip. And these hits are critical. On 1st and 10, I'm laying out headaches all night. But on 2nd and 9, I boom the quarterback. That one hurt him. But on 1st and 10, as you can see, I had an interception, but I dropped the ball. As you can see, we're going to win the game, and I end the game off for 8 total tackles and 3 tackles for loss. Going to our next game against 7-1 Boston College. As you can see, it started off slow. I got pushed inside, and the running back got outside. We're going into the next play on 1st and 10. As you can see, I hit him, and I stripped that ball out and made a fumble, but they recovered the ball. But Boston College came out with 3, and it is now 3-0. Going into the next play, I will be a special teams All-American as I juke inside, juke back outside, and as you can see, I will outrun him, and I will go all the way, but he will push me out of bounds. But going into the next play on 1st and 10, I almost had an interception. I cut back and made a tackle. And I'm here. But going into the next play, as you can see, they kick 3 and go up again. On 1st and 10, I got embarrassed. He stiff-armed me and made me fall. But as you can see, Boston College brings out that special teams and kick 3 again. But going into the next play on 1st and 10, I got as low as possible and made a big hit on the quarterback. And as you can see, I'm not letting this running back get anywhere. I wrap him and throw him to the ground. And nail the ball, and we go on to lose. And as you can see, I end the game with 8 total tackles and 1 forced fumble. Going into our next game against 6-4 Florida Atlantic. Start off intense. I start off with a big tackle for loss early. We're going into the next play on 2nd, and then as you can see, I will hawk him down, and as you can see, he got the first down. Going into the next play, as you can see, they kicked 3 to take them up 3-0 early. But this is the 2nd week in a row I've gotten stiff-armed twice. I need to hit the weight room. We're going into the next play on 1st and 10, I was in cover 3 zone. I absolutely obliterate this running back. And as you can see, I am a run stopper. On 2nd and 10, he gets nowhere. We're going into the next play, as you can see, on 1st and 10, he tries to escape and trips up, and I get him. But as you can see, Lil Reed Baduki II is a magnet to that ball, and he gets another tackle for loss. Going into the next play on 2nd and 10, I boom him. And as you can see, we go on to win the ball game, and we were not here to play, and I ended the game off with 7 total tackles. Going into our next game against 8-3 App State, as you can see, he threw the ball, and I put him down as soon as he caught that ball. Going into the next play on 1st and 10, I turned around and laid the boom on him. Oh my God. I'm staying relentless all night, but on 2nd and 11, I almost had an interception, but I dove and missed it. See, we going to win the game, and I ended the game off with 3 total tackles. I had a slow game. As a freshman, it's not too bad to pick up a Jim Thorpe award. Going into our next game against 6-6 Temple, started off slow. I was in the cover 3 zone, and this wide receiver burnt me, and I mean, he absolutely took it all the way down for a pretty big 50-yard game. We're going into the next play on 2nd and 7. I went in and got a sack on the quarterback. And on 1st and 10, I laid the boom on the running back. I wasn't here to play. As you can see, Temple brings out their special team, and they will go up 3, and it is now 6-0. Going into the next play on 1st and 10, I set him down as soon as he caught the ball. Going into the next play on 2nd and 17, he absolutely ran me over, but I brought him down. Going into the next play on 1st and goal, as you can see, I absolutely run through him. Going into the next play on 3rd and goal, as you can see, he throws the ball to the tight end, and they will go in to score. And as you can see, Temple will go on to win the bowl game. I end the game off with 6 total tackles and 1 sack. And as you can see, this is the end of Lil Reed Baduki II's freshman year. And I don't know if this is the right place for Lil Reed Baduki II, but drop a comment down below. Where do you think he will go, or will he stay with Coastal Carolina?